we are going to learn operations on matrix. So, what are the operations on matrix? First one is addition of matrices. Second one is subtraction of matrices. Multiplication by a scalar. And fourth one is multiplication of two matrices. So these are the four types of operations which we have to perform on the matrices. So first of all, we have to learn about the addition of matrices. So see how it could be done. First operation is addition of matrix. Let's take an example. Let we have a matrix A 2 3 0 1 and a matrix B 1 2 3 9. These are the two matrices having the same order. If the order of the matrices are same, then we can add the matrices. Otherwise, the addition of the matrices is not possible. So, it will be done. We have to add the corresponding elements. So, 2 plus 1. So, here 3. And here is corresponding element is 2. Again 0 plus 3. And 1 plus 9. So, what I'll get over here? 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. 0 plus 3 is equal to 3. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 and 10. So, this is the resultant matrix. So, on adding a matrix A and B, we get this matrix. So, every time, first of all, before adding the two matrices, we have to check it out the order of the matrices. If the order of the matrices are same, then we can add. Otherwise, the addition of the two matrices is not possible if they are the different orders. So, this is the way to add the two matrices over there. In a same way, we can learn the difference of the two matrices. How could we find it out? See, I just changed in this matrix only. Suppose we have these two matrices A and B. Now what we have to find? We have to find the differences of the matrices or subtraction of the matrices. We can use any of the word. So we have to find A minus B. First of all, again in the same way, we have to check it out. First of all, what is the order of the matrices? Here the order of matrices is same. Then we can perform the operation. So every time we have to choose the corresponding elements. So in place of addition, we have to put minus. So after performing subtraction, what we'll get over here? 2 minus 1, 1. 0 minus 3 will get minus 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. And 1 minus 9 is 9. So in this way, we can find out the difference of two matrices. Right, the next one is multiplication by a scalar K. Suppose we have a matrix A and we have to multiply it by K. So what we have to do? We have to multiply each and every element by the scalar. Suppose we have a matrix 1, 2, 9, 2. Now we are taking minus 3. So now we have to multiply by 2. We have to find 2a. So what we have to do to find 2a? We have to multiply it by 2 with each and every element. So we have to multiply by this by 2. We have to multiply by this 2. We have to multiply it by 9 by 2. We have to multiply it by minus 3 by 2. So what I'll get? 2 ones are 2, 9 twos are 18, 4, 6. And this is the value of matrix 2a. So if we have to multiply a matrix by a scalar, we have to multiply each and every element of the matrix. Let's take another example. Suppose we have a matrix 0, 3, 4, 1, 2, minus 1. Now we have to find it out 3b. Now here the value of scalar is 3. So what we have to do? We have to do multiply by 3 each and every element to get the value of 3b. So how it could be done? I am just writing down the every step. 0 multiplied by 3, 1 multiplied by 3, 3 multiplied by 3, 2 multiplied by 3, 4 multiplied by 3, minus 1 multiplied by 3. So what we'll get over here? 0 multiplied by 0, 1 3s are 3, 3 3s are 9, 2 3s are 6, 4 3s are 12 and minus 3. So in this way we have to multiply a matrix by a scalar, right? The next one is, now here are some properties of the addition of a matrix. Let's see what are they. Properties of matrix addition. Properties of matrix addition. The first one is commutative law. First property is said commutative law, which says if we add two matrices as A plus B and if we add B plus A, so on changing the order the result will be same. So this will called commutative law. Second one is associative law. Suppose we have three matrices and we have to add, then this is called associative law. So it's up to you. How could we add? We can associate first B plus C, then A, and secondly if I add first A and B then C, the result will be same. It does not depend on the order which we are choosing to add. So this law is called the associative law. Existence of additive identity, which says suppose we have a matrix A and if we add a matrix O, what is the matrix O represent? It represent a null matrix. If we add a matrix with a null matrix, what will get over here? Again A. So O is called the additive identity of a matrix. The fourth one is existence of additive inverse. Existence of additive inverse. So if we add a matrix with the negative of the matrix, what will get always O? If the same value has subtracted from the other value, same value, then what will get? Always 0. For example, let us take it out. We have a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the negative of a matrix? What we did over here, we can say multiplied by minus 1 to each and every element of A. So what I'll get over here? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. So on adding this, what I'll get? 1 minus 1, 0, 2 minus 2, 0, 3 minus 3, 0, 4 minus 4, 0. That I have written over here. So this is the four properties of the matrix addition, which we have to remember. Right? Now, properties of scalar multiplication of the matrix. So, what are these? So, first of all, what we have to know? We know how we multiply the two matrices. suppose we have to multiply by a scalar k in the addition of the two matrix. So if we do this, the two values are always equal. Second one is, if we have two scalars and we have to multiply by a matrix, what I'll get over here is a LA. Only two properties are there which we have to know about the scalar multiplication of the matrix. So let us prove these properties of the scalar matrix. What are they? Suppose we have a matrix A having the value 1, 2, 3, 4 and a matrix B having the values -1, 0, 2 and -3. So now what we have to choose? We are proving the first, and k is equal to 2 and L is equal to 3. Let's take an example. This is for example to prove these identities. So what we have to do for the left hand side, we have to add the two matrices, then multiply it by the k. So here k is 2, and on adding these values, what we'll get? 1 minus 1, 0. 2 plus 0 is equal to 2, and 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. And on the right hand side, first of all, we have to multiply it by k. So we will get 2, 2 to the 4, 2 3 is 6, 4 2 is 8. And plus b with the multiplication with k. So here k is 2. We'll get -2, 0, 4 and 3 2 is 6. Now multiply with 2 each and every element. We will get 0, 4, 10 and 2. And adding all this matrices, what we'll get? 2 minus 2, 0, 4 plus 0, 4, 6 plus 4, 10, 8 minus 6 is 2. So here you can see the value of the left hand side matrix is equal to the value of the right hand side matrix. So in this way you can also prove the property 2 of the scalar multiplication of the matrix. Let's see how it will be done. For example, A is equal to 1, 2, minus 3 and 4, and value of k is equal to 2 and L is equal to 3. You can choose any value. This is just an example. I am taking the values as a 2 and 3. You can choose any value. It's up to you. So first of all, for the left hand side, what we have to do? First of all, we have to add k plus L. 2 plus 3. And what is the value of A? Just write it down over here. And the value of right hand side, we have to multiply by 2 and we have to multiply it by 3. Put the value of matrix A over here. Now solving it. Here it is 5. So on multiplied by 5 each and every element, what I'll get over here? 5, 10, 15, 20. Next is, we have to multiply it by each and every element here also. 2, 4, 6, 8 and plus 3, 3 2 is 6, 3 3 is 9, 3 4 is 12. So now we have to add these two matrices and let's check it will become this same value or not. So 2 and 3 will 5. 6 and 4 will 10, minus 6 or 9 minus 15, or 8 or 12 is equal to 20. So here you can see the value of the left hand side matrix is equal to the value of the right hand side matrix. In this way you can prove all the properties of the addition also, right? So next what we have to do is a multiplication of the matrix, which is very important property and which is very important operation also you have to learn. In each and every question you have to do the multiplication. See how it will be done. For your exam point of view, it is very important how to multiply two matrices over there. Okay, so multiply. Suppose we have a matrix A and a matrix B. multiplication of two matrices A and B. So how it could be done? Multiplication, first of all, we have to check it out. Multiplication is possible or not. So for the multiplication, there is a condition. Suppose we have a, let's take an example. I am telling an example for that. Suppose we have a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the order of the matrix is 2 by 2. Let's take another matrix having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1. And what is the order of this matrix? 1, 2, 3. And columns are 2. So everyone know what we have to write it down? Here first number of rows, and here what we have to write it down? Number of columns. In the same way, first we what I have written over here? Number of rows, and here number of columns. So for the multiplication is possible, what we have to check, the number of the columns of the first matrix is always equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. If these value is equal, then the multiplication is possible. Here the values are not equal, then multiplication of the two given matrices A and B is not possible. If I change the order of this matrix so that the value of number of rows is equal to 2, then the multiplication is possible. This is the condition for the multiplication of two matrices. Let us check out the how it will be done. I just change the value of B. So let's take another matrix having the number of rows equal to the number of columns of the first matrix. So how many rows we have to take? 2. 1, 2. So 2 rows and 3 columns. So this is the number of rows and this is the number of column. So here how many rows are there? 2. So here you can see the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So multiplication is possible. Okay. Now let's start the process of the multiplication. See how it will be done. See. Let's take a first row of the first matrix and first column of the second matrix. So what we have to do? We have to multiply the first element by the first element and second element multiplied by the second element. Then we have to add both of the elements. Now what we have to do? Take the first row and the second column of the second matrix. So what we have to do? 1 multiplied by 3 and 2 multiplied by minus 2, and then what we have to add the values. The next, taking the first row of the first matrix and third column of the second matrix. What I'll get over here? 1 into 4 and 0 into 2. And we have to add this value. Now we multiplied the first row by all the columns of the second matrix. Now what we have to do? We have to take the second row of the first matrix and multiply with all the columns of the second matrix one by one. See how it will be done? This is the first, this is the second row of the first matrix. So we have to multiply by the first column. 3 ones are 3 and 4 into 2. Then add the values. First column is done. Now with the second column, what I'll get? 3 multiplied by 3 and 4 multiplied by minus 2. And add the values. Now what we have to do? We have to multiply by the third column. 3 4s are 3 into 4 plus 4 into 0. On solving this, we'll get the multiplication matrix. What I'll get over here? 1 1s are 1, 2 2s are 4, 1 3s are 3, and 2 2s are 4, and 1 4s are 4 and 0. 3 1s are 3 plus 8. 3 3s are 9 plus minus 4 2s are 8. 3 4s are 12 plus 0. So what I'll get over here on solving this? 5. 3 minus 4 will get minus 1. 4 plus 0 will get 4. 8 plus 3, 11. 9 minus 8, 1. 12 plus 0, 12. So in this way, we can find out the multiplication of the two matrices. Yes, everyone got it? Now we have to learn the properties of the multiplication of the two matrices. See, what are they? Yes, properties of multiplication of two matrices. Right? The first property is commutative. First one is associative law. Commutative property doesn't hold by the multiplication of the matrices because A multiplied B is not equal to B multiplied by A, or sometimes multiplication is not possible. A multiplication B is possible and the multiplication with B into A is not possible. So commutativity is not hold for the multiplication of the two matrices. The first one is associative law. Suppose we have three matrices. Firstly, we multiplied by A and B, then C, and secondly, firstly we multiplied B and C, then A. The result will be same. The next one is the distributive law. Suppose we have three matrices A, B, and we have to multiply it by C. So what we'll get if we multiply? The result will be same. So this is called the distributive law. So in the same way, if I did write it down like this, value will be same. Yes. The third property is existence of multiplicative identity. So what it is, if we multiply a matrix by an identity matrix, we will get again the same matrix A. So this is called the multiplicative identity of matrix A. So these are the some operations which we have to perform on the matrices. Thank you.